What do you see when you're in those council meetings in Ferguson? To just use that as a sample for maybe the larger region. Do you see people who are, and I'm not talking about the people at the dais, I'm talking about people in the audience. Are they ready for change? Are they willing to work together?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think some of them definitely are. I think there is a strong sense among some people that Ferguson is a scapegoat for the region's problems, and it's going to have to suffer the consequences of that. And they're angry about that. I mean, at the last meeting that I was at, I mean, the two sides were yelling expletives across the room at one another. So, I mean, there is a lot of hostility there. And from the activist side, I mean, they feel like this decision was done in a really disingenuous way. To come out and say, we're approving the most expansive consent decree ever, but not really approve it, you know? So I just, there's a strong sense of betrayal on that side.
Mm-hmm. And I think the same sort of thing is holding in the balance for the working group of the municipal courts that are putting their report to the Missouri Supreme Court in the next week or so. I mean, the call for consolidation of the municipal courts is about being able to have reasonable oversight for all of these courts where there have been documented abuses of power. And to do reforms at an individual level doesn't allow for that oversight. And so I think, were we to end up 2 weeks from now be talking about how the Supreme Court said they don't have the power to do anything, that's literally telling the people who've been abused for the last 20 years that nobody can help them. Mm-hmm. We've taken it to the highest court and they've said that they can't do anything. So, it's everybody standing in a room with people in the corner, having nobody who can do anything for them.
The Ferguson Commission had a deadline because they didn't want to live on in perpetuity. Do we have deadlines now? Do we have goals, benchmarks?
I think that is one of the things that is in the court of Forward Through Ferguson and some of our key partners to balance the reality that these are generational changes. So the things that we're dealing with and the things that we're unraveling are based on legislation that is hundreds and hundreds of years old, that has other new legislation on top of it, on top of it, on top of it. So like the issues that we're dealing with are systemic in nature and will not change overnight. But we have to balance that generational reality with what are our early benchmarks, what are our early wins, what can we call a process win? When the DOJ can actually hear and listen to the community, if Ferguson is able to have a real conversation with their community, can we call that a win? When we're able to apply a racial equity lens and get a state-funded scholarship changed, is that a win? So being able to frame those things and see the pieces that we can see move quickly, and help people understand how the things that are going to take a generation are going to take a generation, and also maybe see some accountability wins to help people understand that if the Supreme Court can't help them, where can they go? Mm-hmm. How can we move this forward? Those can be wins as well.
And I think more people want to see those accountability wins because when you have situations with the consent decree, it only puts everyone marking the sand deeper. It makes the community feel like, once again, our voice does not matter, our actions does not matter. The commission report that folks
stacking the papers because we're running out of time. We'll continue talking for here in just a second. Thanks for watching.